All right, now we're turning to severe weather. All might be quiet in our skies today, but so far 2025 has started off with a bang. Typically, January to March is kind of an off season for sorts for severe weather, but during that same time frame this year, there were 273 tornadoes reported in the U.S. The average is usually around 166. In fact, from January 1st to March 21st of this year, we had the most tornado reports nationally since 2017. That's 8 years. So what's causing this increase? For that, we met up with Storm Track 8 meteorologist Andrew Stutzke. It's new tonight on The Current. All right, Andrew, you are kind of our tornado expert now. You're on The Current, but it's not just twisters. We've had thunderstorms, hail, wind. We've had a super active spring already. So historically, how does our severe weather season this year compare to years past? Is it getting more and more and more active?
We are noticing a little bit of an uptick, and yeah, no doubt this year has definitely been active for sure. We've seen already since at least through the end of March, more than 24 severe thunderstorm tornado warnings combined. On average, by that time of year, it's only about 18. So things are active. That's no secret, I should say, that it is very active. What's interesting, too, though, is it's not just us here in the Quad Cities. It's actually across much of the United States. We've seen tornado numbers are up, especially southeast of here. So busy start to 2025, and I have a feeling it's going to continue to get busy in the weeks ahead.
When is the typical severe weather season?
So yeah, if you were to give it a season, and we know it happens all year round, but if you were to specifically hone in on one of the busiest months, you're looking at the end of March, all the way through, generally speaking, the beginning of June. So about a 3-4 month period there.
So we are right in the middle of that.
We are, and it's only going to go up and up and up.
Okay, well, I'm thinking of, for lack of a better term, the off season from January to maybe mid-March. How many tornado reports in that time is average, and how many did we see this year? Because it felt like a lot.
It did seem like a lot, yeah. So between those two time periods, on average, you're going to see roughly about 100 throughout the United States, not just in the Quad Cities, but throughout the country. We had a little bit of a slow start because, of course, winter decided to show up later than it usually does, and that was true for us here in the Quad Cities. But what we're noticing is as soon as we entered the month of March, when we got into that later half of the winter period, things really started trending up really quickly. So it's almost like Mother Nature kind of making up for lost time and missing those really late winter season severe weather episodes.
So why is this happening? I mean, what clues are you gathering?
So what we're seeing a lot of, and a lot of folks will see this at home, the easiest thing we can relate this to is how much wind we've had in the last couple of months. And that's because we've had all these big temperature swings. I can't think of one week that we've had so far here or anywhere in the region where we've had a consistent temperature pattern, where it's stayed in the 30s or it's stayed in the 40s and 50s several days in a row. We've been up, down, all around and thrown all over the place. And it's not just us, it's throughout the Quad Cities. So these big differences in temperature will drive these very significant severe weather events because Mother Nature is all about balance. And when you have this temperature imbalance, which equates to an energy imbalance, you're going to get these episodes of severe weather to try and even that out.
Okay, so I'm thinking of like long-term weather patterns like La Nina, El Nino. Are these like increased, high pressures, low pressures? Is that connected at all?
Yeah, it does play a part. So we had a weak La Nina this past winter season. We're now getting out of that and going into what we call neutral. So no La Nina, no El Nino. And in that transition, you can get these periods of really, really active weather. In addition to that, another thing we have going on is the warmer than normal waters of the Gulf of Mexico. And that spells trouble too because that's more moisture that can feed into these systems and make them even stronger.
Okay, so going throughout the rest of April into May into June, do you expect to see a lot of tornadoes?
I would, especially not just here in the Quad Cities, but within our region as a whole, especially Quad Cities and East. It looks like a real possibility. So I would say, at least through April, May, and June looks quite promising to get us some active severe weather in terms of will we see that extend deeper into the summer, perhaps maybe next fall for that second severe weather season. Got to see what happens with the drought to the west of us. That's something we have to track as well.
Keeping you guys busy, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, no shortage of busy around here.
Andrew, thank you as always.
You got it.
And for you guys at home, if you want to share this story or check out Andrew's online version, his tornado article is up at WQAD.com underneath the As Seen on TV tab at the top of the homepage.